Hello, this is Dr. Sasheen. Welcome to Women in Transition podcast. I am your host, your guide, your counselor, your friend, the purveyor of the peace that we are all determined to protect because around here, we protect our peace. That is rule number one. So, in that vein, welcome to the Thursday podcast. I am so excited to talk to you today about what you are going to do now. So last year, about this time, we had an election, and just yesterday we had another one, and it is a whirlwind. It's been quite a 365 days since between elections, right? So there's some. Let's take that out of my ear. There's a lot to be talked about in the ether about results and the future and the possibilities. But what I want to talk to you about is what you need to be embracing right now and what it's time to let go of. And partly why you need to lean in and embrace a transition. So let's talk. Let's get in here. Yesterday, I wore a black pantsuit. So this is going to sound a really strange way to start, but just bear with me. By the way, this is Dr. Sasheen. If you haven't clicked like on this video and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel. Trying to grow the channel numbers so that we can bring in more people and build this community. So yesterday, election day in the United States, across many states and localities, I wore this black pantsuit, and I had purchased this pantsuit, I think maybe a year ago, and I'd never worn it. So I had no idea. It still had the tags on it, but I wanted to wear something different and I wanted to put on something comfortable. So I bought this stretchy pantsuit, and I don't normally wear pantsuits because I'm short, and pantsuits just they when you're short and uh short, long waisted but short leg. Anyway, petites don't work on me. All kinds of shenanigans happen when you're my height and my shape. So anyway, I digress. So I bought this pantsuit and I wanted to wear something different yesterday. So I thought, oh, I bought a couple of these pantsuits about a year and a half ago, year and a half ago. Let me wear one. That'd be great. The fabric was nice. I want something comfortable, and it felt beautiful. Like the fabric was good. I put it on, and I had a bunch of stuff to do, so I didn't really pay much attention to the fit of the pantsuit. It fit fine. It fit fine. Like it fit where it fell where it was supposed to. The darts fell where they were supposed to. The waist was in kind of an odd spot, but again, I have a little bit of a weird shape because I'm short and curvy, but my waist is anyway. All that to say, I didn't really pay much attention to it, but I just put it on black pantsuit, right? Like literally black pantsuit. But it occurred to me as I'm going throughout the day, every time I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, something just felt off. Not quite right in terms of what I could see of myself in the mirror. So the day wears on. I did tea time on Tuesday with my social with the community that we're building here at Women in Transition. Hello, lovely ladies out there. I went to vote. I did all kinds of things, and at some point, I stopped and went and stood in front of the full length mirror that I have in my bedroom, and I just looked at myself and I asked, what is it about this look that is bothering me so much? I had on my beautiful elephant necklace. I didn't have any earrings on because I feel like the necklace speaks enough, and I didn't need anything in my ears. Though today I have on a whole set. If you're listening to this, you can't see it, but I have on earrings and a matching necklace. Anyway, I just stopped and I looked in the mirror at myself, and I just wanted to know because every time I was walking past a mirror, something about this outfit was just not working for me, and it fit just fine. And what I realized is that the woman who bought this outfit a year and a half ago is not the same woman who's wearing this outfit today. That's what had changed. The outfit was fine. It's a beautiful black pantsuit. It's a one piece. The onesie issue. We gotta talk about that, ladies. This whole concept of one whole piece that you have to step into. Anyway, I digress. But when I bought the pantsuit, I was in a completely different headspace and a completely different space of vocation, and so many things were just different. And so when I purchased a series, I think I bought like 3 or 4 different pantsuits there. There's at least 2 more with tags on them, in various colors because I got on a buying rampage and I just bought several of the same thing. But at the time, this felt like the right kind of uniform, so to speak. for who I was in my day-to-day life. Fast forward, and I put it on, looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm going, it fits fine. It fits the woman who probably, when she ordered it, thought this was gonna be great. I'll put a little jacket with it, put some cute pearls with it, pair of black boots, whatever, right? The whole concept, I could see it in my head, and I also realized I'm not that person anymore. I'm not the girl who wants a black pantsuit of this kind of black pantsuit in her closet. I don't embrace what this probably meant to me when I purchased it a year and a half ago, and I was thinking about who I was and where I was going and the kind of life I was trying to build. A lot has changed, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. A lot has changed in our lives in the past 365 days. So much, in fact, that it's really easy to not stop and take stock and realize that not all the changes that have been taking place are bad. Some of them are horrific, but not all of them are horrific. Some of the changes are external, but some of them are changes to our internal landscape. Some of them have been shaking our have been shaking our foundation gently and are now beginning to be seen above the surface. My black pantsuit. Because let me tell you something, that black pantsuit's hung in my closet. I've seen it. It didn't even occur to me that there was a problem with it because there is no problem with the pantsuit. And when I dug it out to wear it yesterday, I was just thinking, oh, this will be something comfortable that I can wear all day long. It's nice and breathable. It's stretchy fabric, so it's gonna hug all the curves in the right places, but not hug too tight that I can't breathe, right? It was gonna do everything that it was supposed to do, and it did. The only difference was I was not the same woman who'd purchased it, and since I'd never worn it before, when I put it on, I was just like, "Oh, hmm, I don't think I wanna wear this again." It's fine. It's a perfectly fine black pantsuit that will be perfectly lovely in someone else's closet because it's not gonna ever come back out of mine, so there's no point in me keeping it. I'm not gonna wear it again. And here's the beautiful part of this statement. I'm not gonna not wear it because it makes me feel some kind of way. I'm not gonna wear it because it's not who I am anymore. And isn't that a much better place to start looking at some of the transitions in our lives? We can't go back to certain things because certain things are just gone now, right? But as we are women in transition and we are in a transitionary period, the entire world is in a transitionary period. We're going to have to start asking ourselves, who are we now that we are going to walk forward with? Not who have we been that we need to drag into the future with us because we actually don't. And that is what the pantsuit is teaching us today is you actually don't need to drag things into the future just because they worked in the past. You don't have to keep the same thing going if it just no longer serves you, which is why I said there's nothing wrong with this black pantsuit. Not a darn thing. It's lovely, fits just fine, but it doesn't fit who I see myself becoming. So there's no point in dragging it with me into the future. So I need to let it go to someone who would wear it and be like, "Oh my gosh, this totally fits who I see myself becoming." And so I'm going to wear it with pride and be happy and proud. So I'm going to consign it. I'm going to take all of the pantsuits because they all have a very similar style. I must have been on a tear. Um, they're all kind of very similar in style. Some sleeveless, some I like some sleeveless stuff because hot. Some have sleeves. Yesterday I think had short sleeves. I think I have one that's long sleeve. And I'm gonna give them all I'm gonna consign them, which in this day and age is probably, a pretty good thing. There some still have tags on them, so I'm gonna consign them, and I'm going to embrace the kind of clothing that I want to be more that are more befitting for me next, which okay, so that's one piece of it. What I've also realized is that there's a part of me that has always yearned to wear certain kinds of clothes that I haven't worn. I don't know that I've ever worn them, but I have never cultivated this kind of look that I have in my head. This is where transition becomes our friend, right? This is where embracing and leaning into the fact that you are going to have to make some changes anyway becomes a, I'm going to have to make some changes. Not anyway, period. I'm going to have to make some changes to get to the place where I see myself going now. Not where I hoped I would be 365 days ago, but where I am now and where I now want to get to. So I need to lean in to this transition. I'm going to have to lean into it. I don't have a choice. First of all, I'm about to give away half my closet, um, which is in and of itself going to be quite interesting. But there's a beauty in recognizing when it's time to let something go simply because you no longer have a place or a home for it, but somebody else may in fact love it. So you can let that thing move forward. When I work with women, sometimes they will hang on to certain articles of clothing. Kind of like, remember, is it Linus from Charlie Brown and the Blanket? Lucy's little brother, Linus? Yeah, Linus and Lucy. And the blanket, right? We hold on to this blanket, this handbag or pair of shoes or outfit or piece of jewelry that becomes the thing into which we have poured the memories of who we were. And I'm not talking about heirloom things that you've had for years. I mean, you could think of it that way, but I'm not really talking about those kinds of things. I'm talking about things that hold an identity for us. And by letting them go, we relinquish that identity. And that can be really hard, especially women who are coming out of a divorce where they've subsumed their identity under that of their spouse and they are now trying to figure out who they are. It can be very difficult. And I'll tell you that the hot button article of clothing is usually the wedding dress. Right? That dress that they spent so much money on, they had preserved and boxed. They thought they would pass down to their children. And I often say, why are you trying to pass on a dress that has brought you pain so to somebody else? Why do you want to bring that artifact to somebody else's life whom you love? Why would you let that particular artifact become somebody else's issue and no longer your own? But the point is, not just in divorce, right? But in other parts of our lives, and other times in our lives when we are transitioning from one moment to the next, and it's scary and it's tumultuous and it's life changing, we sometimes bring forward things that are our Linus blanket, that are our security blanket, that allow us to hold on to a sense of safety. But is it really safety? Are we really bringing safety with us, or are we holding on to patterns of trauma? And then we can't figure out why the next steps are looking a lot like the old steps, but it's because we are still trying to do things in a way that no longer serves who we are, who we have become in the moment. Not just who we're becoming, but who we have become. So sometimes we have to get rid of the things that are holding us down and liberate ourselves from the past, liberate ourselves from the old ideologies, the old identities, the old needs, the old wants, the old desires. And we have to lean into the transition and embrace the change. We have to embrace the change because the change is not going to go away. I had one client who told me that she was going to take her wedding dress and turn it into a sundress with pockets. And I said, no, you will not do that, because you're not going to give that dress new life for you. That dress is always going to hold for you a certain identity. You have something in your closet right now that holds for you a certain identity. And you think, oh, but one of these days I'm going to wear it and it's going to be different. It's never going to be different. It's like holding on to 14 different sizes in your closet when you can only wear one size. You can only wear one. And the one that you can wear is the one that you do wear. Everything else is collecting dust. Everything else is collecting dust. Because let's be really real. Whether you want to gain weight or lose weight, if you get to a different size, you're not going to wear the clothes that you're holding on to because they're out of style, they're out of date, they represent a you that doesn't exist anymore. So why are you holding on to it? Onto them. And that's the same, that is true for all kinds of things in our lives. Books that we may have read that got us through a moment need to be given to the library because we're not in that moment anymore and we don't intend to go back and reread that book. But it might help somebody else if you donated it to the little library, the little corner library, where somebody else might pick up that book and it might change their life like it changed your life. It's really easy to sometimes think that all change and transition is horrific and hurtful and painful, and it's not. It's life-changing. Transitions are life changes. That's what they are. That's why they're called transitions. And as women of a certain age, we are transitioning into the next best chapter of our lives. And sometimes that's super scary. And we want to bring with us a lot of the things that we have accumulated because we feel like if I can just hang on to these things back here, then what's coming won't feel so scary. And that's true until it's not. Until the things that we're bringing forward with us aren't necessarily things that really serve us anymore. So now we're just carting around stuff for the heck of it. And who wants to just cart around stuff for the heck of it? There is a whole industry that blew up around people carting around stuff for the heck of it. It's called the storage industry. There was a point in time when there were no such things as storage lockers en masse, right? There wasn't a storage facility on every corner in America. I remember those times. People used to put stuff in their garage or they put that stuff in the trash. But there weren't storage lockers full of household goods of people who then went to different houses and filled up new houses full of stuff while they still had stuff in a storage locker and in their garages. Because what we have done is decided that we have to bring every piece of every identity that we've ever held must stay with us at all times instead of leaning in and embracing the change and saying, this is not who I am anymore. And I kind of really, I really need to let this go so I can make space for who I am now, who I have become, and who I am becoming. And it is okay to throw away, give away, shed things that do not serve your current iteration, your current identity. Even if it means that people don't understand why you would get rid of, no longer do, no longer be a part of, cancel, whatever, 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 right? So Ariana Huffington talked about leaning in. Ariana Huffington of Huffington Post wrote a book, and she talked about leaning in and how we have to embrace that which is in front of us, embrace the changes that are required so that we have a great life, a good and great life. You can't do that if you're holding on to things in your closet in your life that don't serve you anymore. So the black pantsuit and the other two pantsuits that still have tags on them is going to be consigned. Not because they have hurt me in any way, not because they make me feel a kind of way. I looked good in that pantsuit yesterday. I was comfortable. I was happy. It was good. But it wasn't me anymore. That isn't who I am now. And I want to lean into the woman that I am now and the woman that I'm becoming so that life looks better and not just a reflection of a past that I've already left behind. That's why we don't spend the block on exes, girls, right? Because you're not that girl anymore. The person who fell in love with that person back then is not the same person that you are now. So what is the point? That works. That holds true for every aspect of our life. We have to lean into the reality of the moment, but we also have to lean into the dreams that we have that we hoped still to come. Um, and we have to lean in because if we don't, then we stagnate and we get bitter and we hang on to things because they mean more to us than we mean to us. The old identities cannot mean more than the current identity that you're inhabiting. They cannot, they do not, and they should not. The old you doesn't need to dictate what the new you is going to do. She's done her part. She got you here. Now the new you needs to take over and create the next lane that you're going to walk down, the next life that you're going to get into. Okay. And the only way to do that is to know who you are and where you're going through the transition. Like for the most part, most of us in this transitionary period, and I'm talking to my Gen X sisters out there, what we understand is that we are literally transitioning from childbearing years and the ability to bear children long careers in some cases. I've been in mine for 20 something years. A new political landscapes that feel very, very historically old because we've been here before. We're transitioning through some major aspects of life. And our mandate has to be to lean into the and embrace the transition. Because fighting against it, okay? We can fight against some things, but we cannot fight against everything. And we can't fight all the things. Can't fight all the things. Biology's gonna do what biology's gonna do. Just gonna do it. So we have to embrace where we can the ease of the transition when it's presented to us and not make everything so hard. Okay. Everything doesn't have to be so hard. So when I looked at that pantsuit yesterday, when I stood in the full length mirror and I looked at myself and I just realized I just don't like the way it looks on me. This is not really who I am. This is not the image I want to present. That wasn't hard. I didn't have any angst around it. I didn't have some existential crisis about a pantsuit that I just wanted. I just realized I don't like the way I look in it. It's not who I want to be. That's not the image I want to project. And I can move on from that. Part of what I want you to lean into is that everything is not an existential crisis right now. We have enough existential crises and we have enough pragmatic crises, and we have enough political crises, and we have enough right? Everything cannot be a crisis. And by leaning into some of the transitions that are happening, you give yourself permission to breathe, right? You just flow with it. Things are changing. This part of my life has to change too. What changes can I make here that are easy, that are not crisis points, that are not huge problems to be solved? They're just decisions I need to make and then go execute. Because right now, so much rhetoric in the world is that everything is on fire. And I keep telling y'all, and I'm going to keep saying, everybody is not experiencing this fire to the same intensity or in the same way or are even on fire. And every aspect of your life is also not on fire. But I will say that if you are experiencing that push pull, that tension of something, is it because that you're resisting a change that isn't that bad, that is not life um, ending, even if it is life altering? Because those are two different things. Our lives are going to be altered, but they are not going to end. And we get a lot of say in how that's going to look still. Remember that election? Blue wave today. We still get some say here. And the goal is to lean in to those moments where we have flexibility, where we can push gently, where the peace that we are determined to protect leads us forward. And we can leave some things behind that just don't serve us anymore, like pantsuits and wedding dresses and old purses and even red bottom shoes. That's my message for today. I hope it reaches out to someone who needs to hear it. If you missed Tuesday's tea time on Tuesday with us, it was fantastic. We had such a great time. We're talking about planning a little holiday party for the members of the Women in Transition community, where we may get together and do a little tree trimming, maybe a little house decorating. We're still working out the details, but if you want to be a part of that conversation, if you're looking for a place on Tuesday mornings, mid morning, about 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, to embrace your peace, get into community, have some fun conversations, meet some amazing women, and feel good about yourself, join us. Join the community. Subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. We meet live on Tuesdays at 11 Central Standard Time. Sorry, I really need something to drink. And I want you to be there. Be there and join us. But also, if you are a woman in transition and you have been asking yourself, okay, I got to look at my notes, got to make sure I get everything out, get down here. Uh, and you've been asking yourself, okay, I've been listening to Dr. Sasheen. I think I'm ready to work through some of the stuff that I have been struggling with that are preventing me from leaning in, that are preventing me from seeing what I have become and what I am becoming because I'm too wrapped up in who I've been. I need to know how to navigate through these transitionary moments. There are a lot of them. Pick whichever one's most important to you. But I need some help. I have something for you. The Life Reimagined workshop is back open. If you are boycotting Black Friday, I have something for you to do on Black Friday, and that is to join us in Life Reimagined. The link will be in the description. This is a 1 hour workshop. It is a free workshop, but you do have to sign up because space will be limited. And I can't put a whole bunch of people in there and still have the same kind of workshop that I love to have. So you will have to sign up. But let me tell you something. We're all in a transitionary moment, but all of our transitions are not the same. What you need is a system that allows you to get through the moments, ask the right questions, find the answers quickly so that you can move forward through to the next best chapter of your life. If that sounds like you, get in on the Life Reimagined Black Friday workshop. If you're boycotting Black Friday, get on that list. Come and hang out on Tuesdays. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this video because you know somebody who needs to hear this message. This is Dr. Sasheen, Women in Transition Podcast, signing off. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.